Do you actually know which country has the bigger population? Yeah, me neither. But we're about to find out. Let's get into it. All right, guys, this game's called Higher Lower. We're gonna guess which country has the higher population, and another country will replace the other. You'll see in just a moment. It's a really fun game. I haven't played it in a while, though, and I'm not very good with country populations. All right, so Burma, Myanmar, or Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea is really small. Myanmar is over there in Southeast Asia. I'm guessing it's Burma. Yeah, 55 million compared to a little under 2 million. Yeah, I figured that would be a big difference. All right, so you guys probably know the answer to this one. 3, 2, 1, Brazil. Brazil should have a lot more. Yeah, quadruple the amount. Almost quadruple the amount. Ooh, this one's gonna be tough. Egypt or Brazil? I'm still guessing Brazil on this one. Yeah, Egypt, 114. These are actually pretty close. Usually I'll get something like this where we have a super large nation, populated nation anyways, and then something like this, Turks and Caicos, which actually is not a country, it's a territory. But there we go, 54,000. Oh, I chose that one. We'll pretend that didn't happen right there. All right, Trinidad and Tobago or San Marino. Both of these are pretty small nations. San Marino is really small. I'm assuming Trinidad and Tobago has a little bit higher population, 1.5, way higher. All right, San Marino, super small, 38,000. Trinidad and Tobago and St. Vincent. I'm pretty sure St. Vincent's lower population, although they're similar in size. Actually, I think St. Vincent's a lot smaller. Nepal for sure. Wow, there's 31 million in Nepal. That is crazy. Ooh, Chad or Nepal. Now, Chad is in the Sahara Desert. So, I don't know. I'm guessing it's Nepal? Let's try Nepal. Ooh, it is Nepal, yeah. Like I said, Chad's an African country, so a lot of African countries will surprise you with how heavily populated they are. However, there's some that's all desert, so, you know, not a lot of people, or you can't live there. Rwanda or Chad. Rwanda only has like 10, I think, 14. All right, Croatia or Rwanda. Rwanda? Yeah, Rwanda has triple the amount. Netherlands or Croatia. Oh, man, this one's going to be tough. I think Netherlands, though, because it's on the water. Not that Croatia's not on the water, but... yeah, a lot more. Okay, good. Yeah, I had no clue. I don't know country populations very well. Vanuatu, very small island nation, so it's going to be Netherlands for this. I'm on a score streak of 8, so that's pretty good. French Polynesia is also in Oceania, and there's a ton of little islands, but I think I'm going to go with French Polynesia. Oh, look how close that was. I mean, that's tough. You really have to know population to get that one. Let's go again. All right, Seychelles or Montserrat. Montserrat is also another super small nation. It's not a nation, it's a territory, a British territory, as you can see. And Seychelles is a much bigger African country. It's not much bigger because it's a few islands in the Indian Ocean, but it is going to be Seychelles for this one. Not by much, though. Only 150,000 difference there. Andorra, or Seychelles. This one's tough. This is where it starts getting tough, where it has these smaller nations, these micro nations, and you're trying to guess the population difference between the two. It's always easier for the larger nations, right? So, I don't know. What do you guys think on this one? Put it in the chat. Seychelles or Andorra? Does Andorra have more or less than 166? I'm going to say more. And I was off. See, it's hard. And that was double their population, Seychelles. All right, let's go again. Okay, Ethiopia or Palau. Anybody could, well, maybe not anybody, but anybody that knows anything or just even the tiniest bit about geography should know this one. Ethiopia has a lot more than Palau. 128 million to 38,000. That's the biggest difference we've seen so far, I think. Ethiopia over Serbia. Yeah, we saw Serbia was like 4.5. Oh, maybe we didn't. Maybe we saw Albania. I don't remember. Iraq. Iraq's going to have a lot more than 7 million. Yeah, 45 million. Monaco. All right, Monaco has... I think Monaco still has like 1 million people, even though how tiny it is. Oh, wait, I was way off. I'm thinking it was one of those other nations over there. Maybe Malta. I don't know. Algeria is going to have a lot more. Wow, Algeria has almost 50 million. But Algeria is a pretty massive country. Guinea or Algeria? It's got to be Algeria, right? Guinea's, I mean, a medium-sized country. Ooh, it's got to be Algeria still. Yeah. Guinea, that's quite a bit for Guinea, though. Lesotho, I think there's, I don't know, a couple million. Yeah, Lesotho has a couple million, but Guinea definitely beats it. Ecuador or Lesotho? It's got to be Ecuador. Yeah, 18 million for Ecuador. I like to see that. Niger or Ecuador? Well, Nigeria, just below that, and about the same size country, has like 220 million or something. So I'm guessing Niger has at least 20 million. Wow, just barely. Just barely. Crazy. All right, so Niger, Vatican City. Vatican City definitely has a super small population, as it's the smallest country. It's 4,400. Wow. Malaysia for sure over Vatican. I'm on a streak of 11 this time, so I'm not doing bad. Ooh, there's no way Bhutan has more than 35 million. No way. Wow, under 1 million for Bhutan. I never would have guessed that, but now I know. Well, at least I've seen it. I might remember that in the future. Malawi should have a lot more in Bhutan, being right there on a major river in Africa. Yeah, 22 million. That's quite a bit. Malawi's a thin country, long, thin country. Angola or Malawi? This one is tough. Ooh, this is going to be a tough guess. Angola is so massive in Africa. It's got to be Angola, right? It's got to be. Ooh, just barely. Yeah, that could have gone either way. Laos is probably more than 37 million. No way Laos is that small. Laos maybe is a lot of thick jungles or something. I don't know. Let's go again. Okay, Nicaragua or North Korea. Wow, this one's pretty tough. I know North Korea is not super populated. But Nicaragua, it's so much jungle out there. I'm gonna guess North Korea. North Korea, 26 million. Okay. Yeah, look how big of a difference, and I had no clue which one. I was a complete guess. But with a little bit of logic, you know, you start to become better at guessing populations, stuff like this. Hungary or North Korea? It's got to be North Korea. I'm pretty sure Hungary is under 10 million. Oh, it's just at 10 million. Okay. Georgia or Hungary? Georgia's kind of small compared to Hungary. It's near Turkey, though. I'm guessing Hungary. Yes, I was right. I think Armenia, which is near Georgia, has somewhere similar to populations, like 2.5, something like that. Mauritius or Georgia? It's got to be Georgia. Mauritius is probably somewhere under 1 million, maybe even under 100,000. I don't know. Mauritius is an island. Yeah, there we go. Wow. Okay, more than I thought. Mauritius is so gorgeous. You guys should look up Mauritius after the video, though, because I don't want you guys to mess up my watch time. But look up Mauritius. It's a beautiful country. Kazakhstan. It's got to be Kazakhstan. Has way more. Yeah. Wow. Kazakhstan has less than I thought. 20 million compared to how big it is. We just saw Angola. What was it, guys? What was Angola? It was like 37 million, something like that, right? 37. Can't believe I remembered exactly that. Italy or Angola. It's got to be Italy. Yeah, almost double. Albania or Italy. It's definitely Italy. I know. Yeah, Albania has under 3. Try to remember that. It's hard to remember all these. South Korea. It's definitely South Korea. Although South Korea needs to start making babies because their population, they say, and within like 30 years, it's gonna be like half. So they need to start making babies. Libya, or South Korea. It's got to be South Korea. Yeah, a lot of those northern African nations aren't very populated. Once we start getting below the Sahara, it's more populated. Israel or Libya? This is tough. I don't know how densely populated Israel is. I know it's populated, and there's a lot of people in like Tel Aviv and stuff. Is there more people than Libya, though? I'm gonna say yes. Oh, I was right, just barely. I had no clue. I thought it was gonna be under, but I took a shot thinking about pictures of how large some of those cities are in Israel. Turks or Caicos or Israel? Definitely Israel. Turks and Caicos is, we saw that one earlier too, I think. Very small. British Virgin Islands or Turks and Caicos? Wow. I'm gonna say British Virgin Islands. 54,000 is really small. 45,000, no way. That one's really tough. If anyone were to beat that, I would be super impressed. Let's go again. Okay, Guatemala and Iceland. Guatemala and Iceland. It's gotta be Guatemala. There's not a lot of people in Iceland. Less than 10 million. Less than a million, no way. I guess it is cold up there. Guatemala definitely beats Palau. What was Palau again? We saw Palau earlier, 38,000. Try to remember that. See, I'm trying to remember these as I go. You kind of learn. This is why this higher and lower game is so much fun, because it's not only you guessing and playing a game, it's you can learn the countries. You can learn all of the countries' populations, or at least get a really good idea, or try to remember what they're close to, right? It's got to be Puerto Rico on this. Yeah, 33.3 million. All right, Brunei. Brunei is pretty small off of Malaysia. It's like Malaysia surrounds it. It's within the country of Malaysia pretty much, but it's definitely Puerto Rico. Brunei has 500. Okay, that makes sense, 500,000. Estonia or Brunei? I don't know if Estonia has more than Brunei. See, this is tough. This is where I don't know. Estonia is pretty big. I'm gonna say yes because Estonia is pretty big, but it's one of those Baltic nations. Okay, see, it was not that populated compared to how much bigger it is than Brunei. It's crazy. We saw Chad earlier. Chad was what, like 9 million, something like that. 19 million. Well, I got the 9 right. Aruba, very small territory. It's one of the ABC islands, right off of Venezuela or Colombia in the Caribbean. But it's definitely Chad. Definitely Chad. Aruba's very small. 112, okay. Western Sahara's definitely got Aruba beat. Western Sahara is part of Morocco is what it is. So it's not really, it's not a country, but it's part of Morocco. Tokelau is very small territory in the Oceania, so it's got to be Western Sahara. Tokelau probably has less than 50,000. Wow, 5,000. Wow, that's so small. Costa Rica for sure. Costa Rica is like 10 million. 5, okay. See, I'm kind of guessing these as we go. To Montenegro or Costa Rica. Montenegro is kind of a small European nation. Europe is populations not as dense as most of the countries there, are not as dense as the bigger ones like Spain, France, Italy, Portugal. So I'm guessing it's Costa Rica. And I was right. Wow, by a lot too. French Polynesia, Montenegro, French Polynesia, under 3. We saw French Polynesia earlier. I couldn't remember it though, even seeing it 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later. It's definitely Pakistan. Pakistan has, whoa, 250 million in Pakistan. That's crazy. Definitely Pakistan over Micronesia, but let's look at Micronesia and try to guess. 127,000, okay. El Salvador's got Micronesia beat, 6.7. Try to remember that. Definitely got a Moldova beat. Moldova's not small, but it's not massive by any means. So, and it's over there near like Romania and stuff. So, oh wow, it has a lot more than I thought. 3.1. Nauru's very small country in Oceania, but they still probably have somewhere around, I'm gonna guess 200,000. Way off. It must be really small. Bahamas for sure beats 27,000. Wow, almost 500,000 in the Bahamas. I guess the Bahamas, a lot of islands spread out. Some of them are pretty decent size, although they get a ton of scares from hurricanes. Honduras definitely has Bahamas beat. Yeah, 10 million in Honduras. I thought there'd be more actually. Suriname, there's got to be less in Suriname, right? Suriname's a lot of jungles. Suriname's a ton of jungles. Suriname's on the top of South America, guys. It's kind of close to Venezuela. It's between Guyana and French Guyana, but it's got to be Honduras. Yeah, okay. I figured. Panama's for sure over 633,000. Yeah, almost 5 million. Turkmenistan for sure. One of the stans, if it's one of the stans, usually it's up above 10 million. Some of them, as we saw, Pakistan, it's a lot more. Wow, that was pretty close. Wallis and Futuna, very small territory in Oceania. It's got to be Turkmenistan. 17,000, yeah, very small. Jordan for sure. Where am I at? I'm at 23. Look at my high score's 38. Maybe I can beat it. Cambodia? Ooh, just barely. Just barely. That was a gut feeling right there. I didn't have any time to really think about it. I just went for it. Italy for sure. We saw Italy earlier. He has 63 million. To Tajikistan? Does Tajikistan have 63 million? I don't think so. It's got to be Italy, right? Yeah, all right. 10 million for Tajikistan. I'll try to remember that. Madagascar. No way Madagascar. Even though Madagascar is a pretty massive island, there's no way that it has more than 10 million, right? No way! No! All right. Well, I didn't think that I'd lose that right there, but wow, there's that many people in Madagascar. That's crazy. I thought it was mostly like wild animals, and that's where they go filming these animal documentaries for Nat Geo and stuff. Well, guys, let me know if you would have kept one of those streaks that I had going alive in the comments. Also, this is a super new channel. I'm dropping 2 new videos a week with daily shorts, so if you guys enjoy geography, subscribe. See ya!